It's been a while since I played. It's very loud for some reason. When I entered the classroom, I found Saijo-san busy studying as usual. What should I do? Although she had asked me not to talk about anything, Karin-chan related while at school, she never said I had to maintain the same relationship with her as I had up until now. So, working up my courage, I decided to call out to her. Morning. At the sound of my voice, Saijo-san raises her head. Her eyes widened slightly, and a look of surprise crossed her face. For a moment, I thought she was simply going to ignore me. However...
Ohayo.
A faint blush colored her cheeks as she replied, somewhat shyly.
Nanika iou?
No, I just wanted to say hi.
So. Arigato.
Right. Never seen that look on her face before. Feeling my heart beat a little faster, I returned to my seat. A moment later, Elle came up to me wearing a smug grin on her face. Okay.
なんかいい感じに話せてましたね。このままいけば、リンカさんが運命の人になるかもしれないです。ん？二人とも何話してるの？
Don't worry about it. I had noticed Masaru come up behind me. Seems like he'd just arrived to class as well. It's nothing, right, Ale?
はい、なんでもないです。なんか怪しいな。コソコソしちゃってさ。ま、いいや。西条さん、おはよう。
Apparently deciding we weren't going to spill the beans that easily, Masaru turned and walked towards Saijo-san instead. Only he had the privilege of greeting her so casually. I was a little jealous. Honestly, I was a little jealous. Yeah. I chanced another glance at Saijo-san. If things went well, I got the feeling we might just be destined to be together, like Ale said. I allowed myself a faint glimmer of hope.
俺のキューピッドがポンコツすぎて怖い。つむぐさん、ちょっとお話があるんですけど。
Wait, what? Skip. Damn. There is a lot. I wonder who I should write down the name of. Feeling Loviel's eyes on me, I write down Saijo-san's name in the notebook.
リンカさんですか。なるほど。
What do you mean, I see? Also, guess the VN? I don't know.
いえいえ、私もリンカさんは素敵な人だなって思っていたんです。ゲームも上手ですし。結果が楽しみですね。
Lomiel peered happily down at the notebook. I too felt my eyes drawn toward its pages. As the two of us watched, words began to appear across the surface.
西条凛花運命度40もっと仲良くなってみよう
40? That's pretty high. Get to know her better, huh? Easier said than done.
学園で挨拶できる仲にはなりましたもんね。
I suppose. She'd at least responded to me when I said hello. Though it was hardly anything to brag about, it still made me quite happy. And not just because this was the impenetrable honor student we were talking about. Rather, I was simply happy to call her my friend. The more I learned about her, the more unexpected sides of her I began to see. I found her a much more intriguing person than I had previously imagined. Oh, right, I forgot to change the category. Thanks for the hydrate.
そういうところじゃないですかね。
And the stretch. It's not?
なんか現状で満足しちゃってる感が出てるのをラブノートが察してるんですよ。
Satisfied, huh?
恋は恋でも運命の人をゲットするための恋なんですよ。もっとガツガツいかないと。
I suppose she had a point.
頑張りましょう。今までの行動にしっかり結果はついてきてるんですから。
You're right. For now, I guess I'll try to comment as much as I can during Cutting-chan's stream tonight.
そういうことじゃないんですよ。
What are you talking about? It's the perfect plan.
俺のキューピッドがポンコツすぎて怖い。いらっしゃいませ。
Alright, I can skip this as well. Goodbye. Wow, look at all this dialogue that I'm missing. It's all so important that I'm ashamed of myself for skipping all of it. Alright. I wonder who I'm gonna write the name down of.
なるほど。
What'd you expect? Lemuel nodded solemnly as she stared at the name I scrolled down in the notebook. What?
ずいぶん真剣な顔で書いているので、誰のお名前かと思っていたのですが。リンカさんですか。だいぶ夢中みたいですね。
Shut up. Let's just see what it says. Her gratingly cheerful tone was getting on my nerves. He was acting like that one friend who never stopped trying to give relationship advice.
あ、見てください。
西条凛花運命度40。今ネットに潜ってみたら
Oh. The fatedness stayed the same, but right now?
運命度に変化はないですけど、アドバイスの方が変わりましたね。
That's what I was gonna say. Looks that way. Last time it had simply told me to try getting to know her better.
仲良くなるチャンスがネットにあるのかもしれませんよ。
Maybe I'll give it a shot. Going online was a pretty vague hint, but there were only a few things that I could have referred to when it came to Saijo-san. There were, yeah. Karin-chan wasn't streaming today either, which meant it had to be talking about the game we were playing the other day.
いつ来ても綺麗なところですね。バトルとかしなくても、ここでのんびり過ごすだけで楽しそうです。
True. As the trees around us swayed, I could almost feel the virtual wind blowing across my face as well. Though I wasn't sure how she'd managed it, Ao's avatar only added to the sense of realism, as it looked like as it looked exactly like her in real life.
ずいぶん枯れた楽しみ方してるのね。
Uh,
あ、リンカさん。
yeah, Rinka, where's your sprite, huh? You seem obviously oddly absent in these cutscenes, in these scenes.
こんばんは。二人がログインしているみたいだったから来てみたの。もしかしてお邪魔だったかしら。
Absolutely not.
ずいぶん食い気味に否定するのね。
I just don't want there to be any misunderstandings about me and Ale.
もう、なんですかそれは。私だってつむぐさんと噂になったら困りますし。
Yeah, whatever.
ずいぶん仲が良さそうだけど、ログインだって同時だったんじゃないの？
That was just a coincidence. I obviously couldn't tell her we lived in the same house.
そうそう、偶然なんです。それに私、もう帰らないといけないので。そうなの？ログインしたばっかりじゃない。
Yeah, come up with a better excuse, Ale.
ちょっといろいろ事情がありまして。
Ale threw a meaningful glance in my direction. Stop that. You're gonna make her suspicious.
それじゃあ失礼します。また明日学園で会いましょう。ええ、さよなら。
See you later. Ale's character disappeared as she looked out.
本当に邪魔しちゃったんじゃない？
As I had feared, Rinka-san seemed to be misunderstanding something after all. Not at all. I don't have that sort of relationship with Ale you're thinking. Well, I don't have the sort of relationship with Ale you're thinking. Just, I got to her for advice. Wait, what? I go to her for advice about things sometimes. Jesus.
相談？
Soda. I'll tell you about it some other time. Oh. If I ever get the chance, at least. Anyway, have you been online this whole time?
ええ、少し前から野良で、前に遊んだ時の感覚を忘れないうちにやっておきたくて。
Oh, if that's the case, you should have invited us too.
だってみんな忙しいでしょ。無理に付き合わせるのも申し訳ないし。
There's no need to be so considerate. We're friends after all. If we were busy, we'd just say so. Wasn't that the point of us exchanging contact info? It's important for friends to chat, play, and hang out together. But friendship is also about being respectful to each other's time, too.
ずいぶん達観したようなことを言うのね。カリンの話をしている時とは大違いだわ。
Rinka sighed, sticking softly. Do I?
でもありがとう。それじゃあこれから一緒に遊ばない？挑戦したいステージがあるの。
I'd love to. Wait, if this is her sprite, why don't they show it in the game? It's not that bad. I mean, the bottom half is pretty bad, but you wouldn't even be able to, you wouldn't see it most of the time. Why is it so lewd? Good question. Especially, why is it only the bottom half that's so lewd? With a sharp intake of breath, Rinka-san sliced the enemy in two. Her sword continued to dance, mowing down our adversaries one by one. Spinning around, she instantly dispatched the enemies who tried attacking her from behind. With every flick of her wrist followed another strike of her sword. Her swordmanship was truly something to behold. I couldn't take my eyes off her. Awesome.
So?
Yeah, you're even stronger than you were the last time we played together. Apparently, Rinka-san had overheard me murmuring in amazement. She turned towards me with a grin.
塾と配信の合間を縫ってアイテムの収集を頑張ってたから、この前のアップデで実装されたアイテムも1個だけゲットしたわよ。
Yeah? Really, you're a fast learner, Rinka-san. Seems like you're pretty into this game.
ほら、才能だって片付けないでくれる？ちゃんと努力もしてるんだから。
He smiled proudly. Although, I loved how innately skilled Karen Minami was at even the hardest of games. I also thought it was really cool how unabashedly proud Rinka Saiju was of her own work.
何？
What do you mean? This VR in the game, the VN, wouldn't be like doing the adult VR thing? I'm confused. What do you... Huh? Yeah, that's my reaction.
急に静かになるんだもの。どうかした？
No, although I admired Rinka-san, I wasn't used to dealing with girls enough to say that to her face. To be honest, I was worried that she could tell what I was thinking from my expression. Apparently, she seemed to find my silence suspicious. She looked at me, then down at herself.
まさか私のこといやらしい目で見てるんじゃ。
Rinka, I'm not the one who dressed you up like that. You're the one who did that. Why are you surprised that someone is looking at your body that way? Huh?
言っておくけど、このジョブは露出が多い服しかないから仕方なく着てるだけ。
Huh? Okay, that's even weirder. Why would you pick it then? If you're so self-conscious about it.
別にあなたを誘惑しようとかそんなこと考えて選んでるわけじゃないから。
Just a hentai VR game. Honestly. I know that. I'm not that conceited.
本当に怪しいわ。このゲームカップルでインしてエッチなことしてる人たちもいるって。
Huh? Wouldn't people treat it like that? I mean, the citizens in the VN. I mean, apparently you can do lewd stuff in this game, so... I was just admiring you because you looked really cool. That's it. I swear. I was definitely not looking below the waist. Below the belt. Literally.
かっこいい？
Though it was the truth, it was still kind of embarrassing to say aloud. Maybe it was better to let her think I was ugly to her after all.
ごまかすために適当なこと言ってるんじゃない？私知ってるんだから、エッチなコスチュームを見ただけで興奮できる人がいるってことは。
Yeah, I'm one of them. What? It's not like that. I mean, yes, I thought her outfit was pretty cute and sexy. And it's also true that I couldn't take my eyes off her earlier. But still, I was just thinking that not only are you good at this game, but the way you play is really cool too. So I'm glad I got the chance to play with you.
そう。おだてても限定アイテム譲ってあげたりしないわよ。
I wasn't.
そっか。まあ、目当ての報酬があるなら手に入れるまで付き合ってあげてもいいわよ。
This VR game has to be rated 18 plus. Honestly, true. Oh?
だから私のプレイについてこれるくらいあなたも上手くなってよね。
Challenge accepted. You know, despite what you might think, I'm actually pretty good at these types of games myself.
本当に？今のところ私の方がキル数多いんだけど。
Rinka-san smiled confidently. It also wasn't fair how cold she was sometimes. Let's keep playing a little longer then. I'll show you what I'm capable of soon enough.
望むところだわ。
Afterward, we continued playing together well past midnight. It wasn't until much later that I realized Lomiel had already gone to sleep before me. I felt a little guilty for staying up so late on a weekday. But more than anything, I felt incredibly fulfilled with the enjoyable time I was able to spend together with Saijo-san.
俺のキューピッドがポンコツすぎて怖い。
Skip. How much is there left before? I see.
仲間じゃないですか。そのよしみで私のことを祝ってください。ちょっと教室でゲーム名出さないで。それになんであなたがバイトを始めたからって私が祝わなきゃいけないの？
I need to read that again. I thought we were supposed to be friends after playing Thousand Guns together. Right. And then we skip.
つむぐさんだって嬉しいですよね。
Oh. Well, yeah. I forgot what we said before that. Yeah.
ほら、微妙な反応じゃない。
No, I'd love if you I'd love if it Jesus. I'd love if you came. Okay, yeah. No. I'd love if you came. I want to get to know you better too, so
そうなの。
yeah.
まあ、言ってあげなくも
Alright,
ね。
and then we can skip all the way to the choices. Fuck, I was hoping to time it. Who is the first choice? Rinka. Obviously. Thanks for coming today, Saijo-san. Saijo-san didn't seem to particularly mind as I went up to her and moved over to make room for me.
ほんと大変だったわよ。親を説得したり塾の宿題を早めに終わらせたりとか。いつもだったら空いた時間は配信の準備に使ってるのに。
Well, sorry about that. I guess your weekends are pretty packed. Not surprising though.
別に謝ってほしいわけじゃないわ。こういう賑やかな場ってあまり来ないから新鮮だし。
Really? I assumed a rich girl like you would be going to parties all the time.
あなた私にどんなイメージを持ってるのよ。少なくとも友達とパーティーをするなんてことなかったわ。
Well, yeah, you can't have a party with friends without friends. Al said the same thing.
あ、確かにそうね。
Sajo-san nodded somewhat shyly. I thought for sure she'd get angry and say, don't lump me in together with Ale or something.
私の場合ずっと入院してたから、この花に入学してからも親しい友人を作ってこなかったし。
When magical marriage lunatics? I don't know.
今日はいい経験になったわ。配信のネタにもなりそうだし。
Go into too many details. There might be some people at school who'll connect the dots though.
ご心配なく、そこはうまくやるわよ。
Right. Sajo-san's smile was bad for my heart. The smile of a beautiful girl held way too much power. At any rate, I'm glad you're having fun.
あら、別に私を喜ばせたいわけじゃないでしょ。あなたの周り、他にも女の子がいっぱいいるじゃない。
Oh, well, I suppose, but
冗談よ。
he flashed me another breathtaking, albeit slightly mischievous smile.
とにかく私の方こそ今日はありがとう。悪くない休日になったわ。佐久間くんをからかうのも意外と楽しいことが分かったし。
It's not really what I was hoping to hear, but well, I guess I didn't feel half bad bantering with the most beautiful girl at school either. But in reality, it was ultimately Elle's persistence that got Sajo-san to join us today. I'll have to remember that to thank her later. Who is next? It should be Kururu.
佐久間先
I
輩、
could skip
おかわ
this.
りお継ぎします。
And then Masoro. I could skip this. And Kinu. I forgot about her. Skip her as well. Besides, our fadeness head was already going up anyway.
あっちのスポーツ少女もお前。
Nice. And then we skip all the way to the choices. Hooray! Uta? We don't worry about Uta.
上書き保存ちゃんとセーブしま
Save
し
here.
た。
If I had to pick someone I was interested in, I suppose it would have to be Sajo-san. When I had to quit track club due to my injury, Karin-chan was the one who kept my spirits up. She was the one who saved me. She provided me with the emotional support I needed and was someone I admired greatly. But though I always thought Karin-chan would be someone I looked up to from afar, I never would have imagined it would become I'd become friends with the person behind her, Sajo-san herself. And the more I got to know Sajo-san, the more I began to see her as a woman. Of course, I knew someone like her was way out of my league. If things didn't work out between us, I might end up staying a virgin for the rest of my life. Yikes. But even so, I wanted to be honest with my feelings. Alright. Making up my mind, I scribbled down Saijo-san's name into the notebook. There, done.
あ、やっぱりかりんちゃんを選んだんですね。
Fatedness 50. What's that supposed to mean? Besides, you better look again. I clearly wrote Saijo-san, not Karin-chan.
まあそれはそうなんですけど、
Fatedness minus 100. Yikes.
つむぐさんはもともとかりんちゃんを好きだったわけですし、中の人であるりんかさんと仲良くなったら当然彼女を選ぶよなと思っていたんです。ちなみに私もかりんちゃんのことが大好きですよ。もちろんりんかさんのことも。
Yeah, yeah. That means they don't exist anymore. Oh. Anyway, let's see what the love note has to say about our fatedness.
西条凛花運
56!
命度56
Damn, that's a lot higher than I expected.
これからもゲームで交流を続けよ
おお、結構高くなってますね。
Bro, what is this advice? Keep on interacting with her by playing games together. Yeah, sure, like he wasn't gonna do that normally. Seriously?
ここに出ているコメント通り、もっともっとゲームをして仲良くなりましょう。あと、サウザンドガンズで勝ちまくれるようにチームワークを良くしていきましょう。
I don't think our win rate is in thousand guns really has much to do with romance. That said, I suppose it was true that winning at the game would leave a better impression on Saijo-san. And improving our teamwork might have an effect on our fatedness too. True. So if you suck, it's gonna be negative 100 fatedness. Be honest though, you've pretty much gotten addicted to playing Thousand Guns.
だって楽しいんですもん。それにサウザンドガンズにハマっているのはつむぐさんも同じですよね。
I guess. It was a rather fortunate turn of events that I was able to increase my fatedness with Saijo-san simply by having fun playing games with her. The truth was, even if the love note had told me to, I had been planning to continue to play with Saijo-san and getting to know her more either way. Wow, I never would have guessed. Huh? The fucking game crashed on me. Dude, let's get back into the game.
このデータを読み込みま、ロードできたよ。
The next morning, arriving at school, I immediately looked around for Saijo-san after entering the classroom. Perhaps due to the openly admitting to being interested in her last night, I was feeling strangely conscious of her. As usual, Saijo-san was busy studying. Even while she was concentrating, she looked beautiful. What should I do? I'd like to go over there and talk to her for a bit. Maybe I should just work up the courage to do it. But then again, I don't want to disturb her while she's trying to study. Screw it. I'll just walk over and say hi. If she looks annoyed, then I'll stop right away. Making up my mind, I went over to Saijo-san's desk and timidly cleared my throat. Morning, Saijo-san. Perhaps absorbed in her studies, Saijo-san didn't immediately look up from her notebook. After a few seconds, however, Her gaze slowly lifted, and she looked at me curiously. Then, as if finally realizing that it was me who had spoken, she mysteriously averted her eyes.
おはよう。
She eventually replied, her cheek slightly flushed. But her eyes soon went back to her notebook, and her expression returned to its usual serious demeanor. It seemed as though I was being a bother, so I quietly decided to leave her alone. Although it was just a simple good morning, the fact that Saja-san had responded to my greeting was already enough for me. A little while ago, I couldn't have even imagined myself on speaking terms with her after all. At lunch break, I sent a message to our group chat asking when everyone would be available to play Thousand Guns again. Didn't take long for the others to respond.
私はいつでも大丈夫です。バイトが終わった後でもよければ今夜でも。僕も今日できるよ。同じくバイトが終わった後になるけど。
Finally came Saja-san's response.
今日は配信があるから少ししかできないけど、それでもよければご一緒するわ。
Unlucky.
近いうちに時間を作ってがっつりやりましょう。
She was willing to play with us even though she was busy streaming, huh? Plus, she even wanted to have an entire gaming marathon sometime soon. Of course, could just be that Saja-san really wanted to play Thousand Guns. Even so, it made me incredibly happy to know that she was opening up to us like this. That night, after coming home from work, Ale and I quickly got ready to play Thousand Guns. Since work had dragged on a little longer than usual today, we were already 5 minutes late to the party. I hope Saja-san had been waiting too long. After hurriedly putting on my VR goggles, I was ready to go. Alright, let's get started.
私もすぐにログインしますので、先に始めていてください。
Roger that. Launching the game, I navigated my way to the lobby where Saja-san was waiting for us.
Tsugu-kun, やっと来たわね。
Rinka called out to me in an annoyed tone, arms folded together.
3人とも全然来ないから、時間を間違ったのかと不安になったじゃない。
Sorry, this big group of customers came in right before our shift ended, so we ended up having to stay a bit longer to deal with them.
だったら、遅刻しそうだって連絡してくれればよかったのに。
I really am sorry, but you know how it is. We're not supposed to use our phones while we're on the job. Plus, I thought I'd be able to make it in time if I ran back home. I changed as fast as I could and sprinted back. I didn't really have the time to text you. Though I did think about messaging you when I realized I was going to be late, I thought you might not notice anyway if you had your VR goggles on. So I decided I'd explain what happened after logging in.
なるほど。そういう事情なら仕方ないわね。
Thanks for being understanding. Still, I really do feel bad about all three of us being late. As an apology, I'll do anything you want, as long as it's within my power.
なんでも？
Anything. Yeah, So hopefully you don't order me to come to school naked tomorrow or something.
そんな命令するわけないでしょ。バカじゃないの。
Bro.
でもそうね。なんでもって言われると迷うわね。私参戦です。すみません、お待たせしました。
Get out of here, cock blocker.
ソラさんもまだ来ていないんですね。
No, but he got off work at the same time as us. So he'll probably be here soon.
そうですね。おしゃべりでもして待っていましょうか。ちなみにお二人でどんな話をしていたんですか？
Nothing. Nothing, really. I was just saying I'd do anything she wanted, so Rika-san was trying to decide what to make me do.
ちょっとそこだけ切り取って話すと私がサディストみたいじゃない。
Oops. Sorry.
まったくもう。なんかお二人っていい感じですね。いっそ付き合っちゃえばいいんじゃないですか？
Huh? Where'd that exclamation mark come from, Rika? Where the hell did that come from? That's what I'm asking. Oh, you're talking about the confession part. Perhaps Ale thought she was helping, but that was way too abrupt, incoherent, and quite possibly counterproductive. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We're just friends who have similar hobbies, that's all.
そうよ。変なことを言わないで。一緒に否定するところも仲がいいですね。息がぴったりで新婚夫婦みたいです。
Huh? Damn it, Elle.
ごめん、お待たせ。
As I was regretting my decision to tell Ale about how I felt about Saijo-san, I finally logged in as well. Good. This was my chance to change the subject. Alright. Now that we're all here, let's get started, shall we?
はーい、頑張りましょう。
Oblivious to my annoyance with her, Ale let out a spirited cheer. I'll have to remember to give her a good talking to later. When the four of us first started playing this game together, we had a rather hard time winning matches against other players. It was only natural, of course, since we were new to the game, but things were different now. In addition to having learned the game's mechanics, and our teamwork had also dramatically improved. Our overall win rate had also improved considerably, raising our player ranking.
私たち、今日はすごく調子がいいですね。
Ale said happily after our third match of the day. Yeah, I feel like our coordination's got noticeably better. I don't think we've come close to losing, even against players who started around the same time as us.
この4人でパーティーを組んで本当に良かったよね。
Rather than having won 3 whole matches in a row, we all took turns praising each other's skill. Rika-san, however, lowered her head in apology.
調子がいいところ申し訳ないんだけど、今日はこれから配信があるからそろそろ離脱するわね。
Oh, right. It's already that late, huh? Sorry, we didn't realize.
3人は気にせず続けていいから。
Yeah, but I need to look at this. I need to watch the stream. Nah, I think we're gonna call it a day too.
そうだね。今日はもう終わりにしよっか。私に気を使わなくていいのに。気を使っているわけじゃないですよ。このゲームは4人でやるから楽しいんです。
He's right. So let's play again next time we're all free.
ありがとう。そういうことを言ってくれる人ってこれまでいなかったから嬉しい。それじゃあ。
After muttering this shyly, Rinka-san hurriedly logged out before any of us could respond. After logging out of Thousand Guns and taking off our VR goggles, we decided to tune into Karin-chan's stream.
ハロハロハロー YouTube。 イエーイ、みんなのかりんちゃんだよ。今日もかりん旋風巻き起こしていくからね。
She sure is cute today, or like always.
ですね。
Al and I stared down at our phones, our eyes glued to the screen. I felt a little strange knowing the girl I'd been playing a game together with just minutes ago is now streaming in front of hundreds of other people. And perhaps it was my imagination, but Kani-chan seemed even more upbeat than usual today.
ねえねえ、みんなちょっと聞いて。前に私サウザンドガンズで野良プレイしているって言ったでしょ。最近クラスの友達もサウザンドガンズに興味があることが分かって4人でチームを組むようになったの。サウザンドガンズは野良でやるのも楽しいけど、家庭パーティーでコンビネーションを磨いていくのもすっごく楽しいね。
Kani-chan sounded absolutely delighted as she told her viewers about these recent developments. Hey, Ale, those classmates she's talking about.
はい、私たちのことですよね。
I thought so. Yeah, nah, Tsumugu. She's talking about a different class of people that she plays with other than you three. I never imagined the day would come when I'd hear Karin-chan talking about me in her stream. This was unbelievable. A lot of things had happened up until this point, but now I could safely say I'm glad I came across the love note.
俺のキューピッドがポンコツすぎて怖い。
Let's hope the game didn't crash. The following night, the four of us organized another gaming session to play Thousand Guns together again. Since none of us had any particular plans today, we could keep playing as long as we had the energy. I put on my VR goggles and was about to launch my game, but just before that, I recalled what happened last night. Oh, right. I forgot to say this, but I'm gonna need you to not try and hook me up with Saijo-san so openly like you did yesterday.
え、なんでですか？私の恋愛サポート完璧だったじゃないですか。
No. I honestly have no idea what makes you say that with such confidence. But teasing her like that was a terrible idea. The fact is, it hadn't helped me get closer to her at all.
それはつむぐさんが乗ってきてくれなかったせいですよ。
Oh? So now it's my fault?
私が付き合っちゃえばいいんじゃないですかって言った時に、そうだなって答えていれば今頃カップルになっていたかもしれないんですから。
Yeah, but it's on you, bro. Why are you pushing the... Yeah, right, as if relationships are that simple. Anyway, just promise you won't tease her like that again. Her future sex life is on the line, you know.
わかりました。つむぐさんがそんなに嫌がるなら、もう恋のアシストをしないと誓います。
Bro, if I fucking said... Let's go back. I never asked you to in the first place. Let's go back. If Tsumugu is like, that's not a bad idea, now it makes it look like everything that Ale was saying to Rinka was planned beforehand by me. if I go along with Ao's plan, right? Now she looks like an accomplice to my plan instead of her being instead of me being the accomplice to her plan. Whatever. Let's just log in already. After hearing Lomiel's excited replies, I quickly booted up 1,000 Guns. By now, the four of us have significantly improved our game mechanics. We were getting much more used to the game and able to see the bigger picture as well. If everything went as it had last night, we'd be on a huge win streak today too. Or so I thought, as we joined our first match. Oh shit.
ここまで戻るのか。はいはい。リンコさん、戻ってこれました。今日は随分ミスが多いね。もしかして体調が優れなかったりする？
We had just finished our third match. I returned to the lobby when Sora voiced his concerns aloud. I'd been thinking the same thing. Her performance had been rather lackluster today, as she made mistake after mistake. In all honesty, all three of our losses today have been the direct result of her misplays. However, all these blunders were ones that she'd normally never make. I brushed it off as a careless mistake the first time it happened, but after three in a row, even Sora couldn't help but notice. Family issues. Rinka-san seemed unsure of how to answer Sora's question. I suppose the kind thing to do here was to bail her out. If you're feeling tired, maybe you should call it a day. No need to force yourself to keep playing.
その通りです。健康が一番大事ですから。大丈夫。私は何ともないから。
Her tone was unconvincing. It was clear that she was hiding something. Well, if you say so. It wasn't a physical problem. Maybe something was worrying her mentally. If something was troubling her, I wish she had talked to us about it. However, we still weren't close enough that I could ask her about it without prying. Besides, it could be something that she can't really talk about with other people. In the end, I decided to simply pretend not to notice anything wrong. Well, alright. Let's pick ourselves up and go for one more match.
でも、ごめんなさい。私はこれから動画の編集をしなければならないの。
Yeah.
だから、今日はここまででいいかしら。
Oh, sure. I thought she said she had no other plans tonight, but...
もちろんですよ。かりんちゃんの配信すっごく楽しみにしていますから。ありがとう。編集頑張るから。
Rika-san's response sounded somewhat absent-minded. Nothing's up with her after all.
それじゃあ僕たちも落ちようか。明日も学園だし。
Yeah, you're right. I'm looking forward to your next stream too, Karin-chan. Although I wanted to know what was bothering her, that was all I could say for now. It's probably nothing anyway. I'm sure she'll be back to normal by tomorrow. Or at least, that's what I repeated to myself in order to shake off my anxiety. Uh-oh, it fucking happened again. Fuck you. It only takes skipping. Huh? Yeah, that's what I'm asking. The next day, bitch. When I arrived at school and entered the classroom, Saja-san had already begun studying on her own. Thanks for the hydrate. From a distance, she appeared to be the Saja-san as Saja-san as always. The same Saja. I don't know. I thought she'd been acting somewhat strange last night, but perhaps it was all just a misunderstanding. Feeling a little relieved, I sat down at my desk. However, during modern Japanese class,
それじゃあこの続きを西条さんに読んでもらおうかな。
and thanks for the stretch.
あら西条さん
No matter how many times Minikoshi-sensei called her name, she didn't respond. The class began to buzz with whispers.
西条さん聞こえているかしら西条さん
Finally realizing her name was being called, she hurriedly looked down at her textbook.
すみません。教科書120ページ8行目から読んでくれるかしら。わかりました。
Falteringly, Saijo-san began to recite the designated passage aloud. It was an extremely unusual occurrence to see our resident honor student spacing out during class, not paying attention to the lesson. However, Saijo-san's inability to concentrate wasn't only limited to modern Japanese class. Throughout the rest of the day, she would fail to notice teachers calling her name, be unable to answer their questions, and simply put, make lots of uncharacteristic mistakes. More, I would occasionally see her heaving a heavy sigh. Something must have happened after all. That night, although I didn't have work today either, I was having trouble deciding whether or not to invite Saijo-san to play.
つむぐさん、今夜はサウザンドガンズはどうしますか？私はやりたいんですけど、なんだか今日のリンカさんちょっとおかしかったんですよね。
Yeah, I thought so too. But not just a little strange. A lot.
もしかしてリンカさんに何かあったんですかね？
I have no idea. All she did was dodge the topic yesterday. If only there was some way to find out.
こんな時はラブノートの出番ですね。
True. I guess we don't have any other choice. Flipping open the love note, I wrote down the name Rinka Saijo. Let's see what we can learn.
西条凛花運命度56
It hasn't changed.
悩みを聞いてみよ
Well, at least our fadedness hadn't gone down.
それでコメントは悩みを聞いてみようですか。
Okay, so ask her what's wrong. Imagine said pick someone else. Imagine. I mean, she clearly didn't want to talk about it yesterday. Could be something that she doesn't want others to know about. So I don't really want to force it out of her.
つむぐさん、次は二人きりの時に悩みを聞いてみてください。
Were you listening to what I just said?
もしかしたら昨日はあの場に私とマソラさんもいたから打ち明けづらかったのかもしれません。
Sure. Get the fuck out of there.
ラブノートが悩みを聞いてみようと言っているんですから、試してみるべきですよ。
I guess you're right. The love note's advice hadn't let me down yet. It should be worth following this time as well. Fine. Next time I'm alone with her, I'll try asking her what's wrong. That said, I don't really see us getting many chances to be alone together at school. What do you mean? You could just ask her to talk to you could just ask to talk to her during lunch break.
慣れるかどうかわからないなんて考えていては困ります。どんな手を使っても二人きりになるんです。つむぐさんならできるはずですよ。リンカさんに元気を出してもらいましょう。
Lamiel grabbed my hands, squeezing them in encouragement. Lamiel, I didn't know you.
このままリンカさんの調子が悪かったら、つむぐさんの大好きなかりんちゃんの活動に支障が出るかもしれませんからね。
Okay. Oh, that's what you meant. Still, she was right. Sajra-san's problems were Kani-chan's problems too.
もしもかりんちゃんが活動休止するようなことがあったら。
I didn't even want to imagine it. If it came to that, hundreds of other fans would be devastated as well.
ですよね。だからつむぐさん、お願いします。リンカさんの元気を取り戻してください。
Alright. I'll try my best. I decided Lamiel was right, but that wasn't just about Kani-chan. After all, I wasn't only worried about her well-being, but Sajra-san's as well. Okay, it didn't crash this time. But I don't know why it's using Rinka's face. She didn't say anything when she had that face, so like after arriving in class the next morning, I immediately looked towards Saito-san's desk to see how she was doing. Bro, the artists really loved this one, didn't they? This is probably the most used CG out of in the game. As always, she was busy studying diligently. Appearance-wise, it seemed to be the same as always. But the love note had told me to lend an ear to her worries, so there was no doubt something was troubling her. It is a easy CG to use, yeah. I'd have liked to ask her about it. But I had to be able to talk to her alone somehow. She'd be willing to meet me at Fairy Tale the last time I slipped her that note, but there were too many other people there anyway. With the first period over, we had a short break before our next class. After a lot of thought, I decided to send her a message on Rhyme, inviting her to have lunch with me. There you go. It's not that hard. Just be like, meet me on the rooftop for lunch or whatever. It would have been too embarrassing to ask her directly, and I didn't want anyone else overhearing me either. So instead, I picked up my phone and spent 5 minutes composing as natural an invitation as I could manage. If you'd like, want to have lunch on the roof today? That's the best I could come up with after 5 whole minutes. Appalled by my own lack of literary talent, Jesus Christ. But with our next class about to start, I had no choice but to quickly scan my message for typos before hitting send.
誰と？
I waited anxiously, but Saito-san reply soon came. Though she hadn't exactly said okay, she hadn't outright refused either, even if that was enough to make me thrilled. Feeling a little nervous, I began typing my reply. Just us two. Just you and me. After hitting send, I decided to add a follow-up message just to be safe. If you don't want it to be the two of us, only us two, I can also try inviting Ale and Masora. How about it?
佐久間くんと2人だけならいいわよ。
Upon reading her reply, my heart started pounding. But she doesn't mind? Does that mean she actually trusts me? Naturally, I immediately responded by saying, "Cool, just us two then. Let's meet on the roof at lunch." Since the whole reason I was doing this was to ask Saijo-san about her troubles, it may be shameless for me to think this, but I absolutely could not wait for lunch to arrive. As long last, lunchtime rolled around. As soon as the bell rang, Saijo-san began fiddling with her phone. Hearing my own phone beep, I looked down to see a message from her.
私は購買に行くけど、佐久間くんはどうする？
I quickly respond saying I'd go on ahead and wait for her on the rooftop. A moment later, Saijo-san stood up from her seat and threw a brief glance in my direction before heading toward the cafeteria. For some reason, that whole exchange just now was kind of exciting. It almost felt like we were dating in secret or something. I mean, you're probably going to have to when you do actually start dating. So, you know, you're just getting practice in at the start. With those thoughts in mind, I made my way up toward the roof on my own. Feeling slightly guilty about being so excited about this. I arrived on the rooftop, which was utterly deserted as usual, as though it had been reserved for us. Sitting down on a bench, I waited patiently for Saijo-san to arrive. I bought the bento Uta had made for lunch today, but I decided not to open it yet. This is nerve-wracking. Would I even be able to get Saijo-san to open up to me? About 5 minutes later, the door to the rooftop opened.
待たせてごめんなさい。
I turned toward the voice to see that it was Saijo-san who had spoken. In her hands was a pastry that she'd apparently bought from the cafeteria. No worries. I'm sorry too for asking you to eat with me like this out of the blue.
謝る必要なんかないわ。私も佐久間くんと話がしたかったし。
Huh? Really?
うん。
After nodding shyly, he looked around the area.
隣いいかしら。
Of course not. I nodded nervously, Saijo-san lowered herself down beside me. So close. My immediate reflex was to scooch away, but I didn't want her to take it the wrong way, so I forced myself to stay still. Still, Saijo-san really was incredibly pretty. Seeing her up close like this, I found myself unable to stop staring. I knew I shouldn't, but I just couldn't tear my eyes away.
佐久間くんはお弁当なのね。
Casual question finally brought me back to my senses. Oh, yeah, my little sister made it for me.
妹さんが珍しいわね。
See, the two of us actually live by ourselves. So we have to split the housework between us. She takes care of the cooking while I do the cleaning and stuff. Also, we're not really that rich either. So I can't really go and buy lunch at the cafeteria every day. That's why she usually makes lunch for me.
そうなのね。変なことを聞いてしまってごめんなさい。
What are you sorry about? Ah, it's okay. It's not exactly a secret or anything.
考えてみたら私、佐久間くんのことほとんど知らないのよね。一緒にゲームをするようになってから結構経つのに。
I guess I could say the same. I don't know anything about your personal life, Shaidra-san.
個人情報って言い方をされると思わず身構えてしまうわね。
Private life, then. Wait, what? Personal life. Oh, okay, yeah.
大して変わっていないわ。
Yeah, they both start with a P. Well, the point is neither of us know very much about each other. Although I do remember everything you've said about yourself while streaming as Karin-chan.
カリンも私の一部だし、そのまま私の言葉として受け取ってもらっても構わないけど。
That's kind of difficult, to be honest. I mean, oh, I mean, you're always so much more upbeat during your streams. It's hard to believe you're even the same person sometimes.
そういうこと本人に向かって言わないでほしいわ。人権侵害だと思う。
I am? Sorry, I meant it as a compliment.
どこが冷やかしているようにしか聞こえなかったんだけど。
I mean, you're the one who came up with the whole Karin-chan character in the first place. And you do a pretty, an incredible job playing the part every time. I'm just saying it's not something anyone can do unless they have your self-production skills and acting ability.
そうなのかな。
Sajra-san smiled shyly. I guess she wasn't as annoyed as she seemed after all.
実は私、昔は女優さんに憧れていたのよ。
Uh-huh. Huh? Really?
もっとも演技のレッスンを受けたとか、どこかの事務所に所属していたとか、そういうことは全然ないんだけどね。子供の頃の漠然とした憧れっていうだけで。
It's definitely something I could see you doing, though. After all, you're already used to playing a character who's the complete opposite of you already, almost every day.
そうかな。
Oh, totally. I have no idea what it takes to become an actress, but I don't see any harm in going for it.
そっか。そういうことを言ってくれる人もいるのね。
What, what, what do you mean by that? Oh, right, yeah, you know, parents. Her parents are not supportive of her dreams or whatever. Sada-san mumbled to herself as though deeply moved.
ねえ、佐久間くん。ちょっと私の話を聞いてくれる？実は、そう。
Ah, shit.
進路。
Uh,
ここまで戻る？はい、戻ってくれたよ。
実は私、進路のことで悩んでいるの。
huh? I was graduating.
そう、進路。
He nodded somewhat awkwardly. Could these be the worries that the love note had hinted at? But hold on. Surely a future career path was something she would be discussing with a teacher, not a classmate. While I hesitated, Saito-san seemed to make up her mind and continued speaking.
これ、本当は他の人にあんまり言っちゃダメなんだけど。先日、私がやっている SNS にダイレクトメッセージが届いたの。
Uh-huh. She pulled out her phone, tapped at it a few times, and showed me the screen. Are you sure you want me to see this? With her consent, I peered down at her phone. On the screen was a direct message she'd received on a certain social networking site. The sender was an extremely famous entertainment agency that even I knew about. Wait, is this? I looked up at in surprise, to which Saito-san nodded.
要約すると、うちに所属しないかっていうお誘いだった。
Listen, if it's Hololive, go for it. If it's Niji Saji, fuck off. Don't even think about it. Really?
この事務所は最近バーチャルアイドルのプロデュースも始めたみたいなんだけど、私の配信を見て興味を持ってくれたみたいなの。私、あんまりテレビって見ないから芸能事務所には詳しくなかったんだけど、調べてみたらテレビに出ている芸能人もたくさん所属している大きなところみたいね。
True. They're famous enough that even I happen to I've heard of them before. It's pretty incredible that you got an offer from an agency like that. Excited, I continued reading the rest of the direct message. It began with them praising Cutting-chan's stream. Okay, yeah. Followed by several lengthy but enthusiastic paragraphs that I, as a fan, agreed with immensely. Well, they've got an eye for talent, that's for sure. I could tell whoever had written the message was a pretty big fan of Cutting-chan as well. They seemed like nice people, so what's the problem?
確かに、たくさんいるバーチャルアイドルの中から私を見つけてくれて、こうしてお誘いをもらえたのはすごく幸運な話だと思うわ。この事務所に入ったらもっとカリンのことをたくさんの人に知ってもらえるだろうし、いろんな人を勇気づけられると思う。でも
Saito-san stopped there and fell silent. Huh? What's wrong?
不安なの。私なんかがこんな立派な事務所に所属してちゃんとやれるのかって。
Ah, imposter syndrome.
私、バーチャルアイドルの活動はあくまで趣味としてやっているから、あんまり大ごとになったら困るなって思っているし。
Really? You never wanted to do it as a job?
正直、悩んでる。バーチャルアイドルとしてみんなと交流するのは楽しいけど、何十年も続けられる仕事だとは思っていないから。
Damn.
それに、親は私に家業を継いでほしいって考えていると思うし。
I see. That's why you're conflicted about what to do after graduation.
うん。佐久間くんはどうすればいいと思う？
Why would you ask me? Well, honestly, There are just too many things I don't know. I can't really think of any good advice to give you.
そっか。
Still, the people at the entertainment agency are professionals, aren't they? I'm sure they have tons of experience dealing with talents who are worried about their future, just like you are. So why don't you try talking to them about all your concerns first? I think they'd be able to give you better advice than me, and you can always give it some more thought after you've heard what they have to say.
話を聞くだけ聞いて、やっぱり所属しないってなったら迷惑じゃないかな。
No, I don't think so. At the very least, the person who messaged you seemed like a really nice person. Oh, so it isn't Nijisanji. Never mind. See, they even said they'd like to come to their they'd like you to come to their office in person to talk over the details before making your decision.
でも知らない人に一人で会いに行くのは怖いし、ちゃんと話せるかわからないし。
Well, they did say you could come with a guardian if needed.
私バーチャルアイドルの活動は家族に内緒でやってるから相談できないのよね。
Same. That's why Tsumugu is here. What if you used this opportunity to finally tell them about it?
絶対に無理。反対されるに決まってる。
Exactly. Unfortunately, you aren't making enough money, Rinka, to tell them. Saito-san stated flatly. Come to think of it, she had mentioned at Fairy Tale last time just how strict her family was. If her parents or the school were to catch wind of her online activities, it'd be over for her. What the fuck? What do you mean the school?
私子供の頃から体が弱くて入退院を繰り返していたの。このことは前にも話したわよね。あの頃はちょっとしたことですぐに熱が出ちゃったりして、両親はすごく心配して、そのせいで私過保護に育てられたの。常に親の目が届くところにいなきゃいけなかったし、少しでも危険があることには挑戦させてもらえなかった。だからバーチャルアイドルになろうと決めた時も両親には絶対にバレないようにしようと思った。バーチャルアイドルなんかになったら変な人から連絡が来るかもしれないでしょとか言われるのは目に見えているから。
I mean, that's just because they're worried about you, you know?
それは分かっているの。ずっと両親の言いつけを守ってきた結果、私は病気のこと以外で大きな挫折を経験したことは一度もないから。家が裕福だったから何でもかっても、両親は私の人生の障害を取り除きすぎた。ここまで戻るのね。戻れたみたいね。家が裕福だったから何でも買ってもらえたし、それに関しては感謝している。でも両親は私の人生の障害を取り除きすぎた。おかげで私リアルで他人とコミュニケーションを取った経験が他の人に比べて圧倒的に少ないの。家が裕福だと何でもできると思われがちだけど、そんなことは全然ない。親が許可したことしかやらせてもらえなくて、私はずっと我慢してきた。
I see. During her streams, Karin-chan was always extremely sociable and interactive with her fans. But I was starting to understand why Sadra-san had such a hard time dealing with people in the real world. Plus, I rarely ever saw her talking to anybody at school. At any rate, now I knew she had been acting so why she had been acting so strange these past couple of days. Now the question was, what could I do to help her? Actually, I've got an idea. What if I went with you to meet with the agency? There you go! See, Tsumugu has a brain up there. You don't want to tell your parents about the virtual idol stuff, but you still want someone to go with you to their office, right? So why don't I just go with you? Wouldn't they think they're dating? Okay. Yeah, that's a worry that I had too. But, you know, so what? It depends on the agency. That's not allowed. Okay, well, here's the thing. The reason Rushia got terminated from Hololive was not because she was dating Mafu Mafu. It's because she leaked private documents that she wasn't supposed to third parties. It wasn't the dating aspect that was the problem with Hololive. Who? Mafu Mafu, you know, the famous cover artist. Oh, bro. The main point is that Rushia was dating someone, but that wasn't why Hololive terminated her. Sounds vaguely familiar. Okay. Do you know Rushia at least? You should. She's a... Yes, okay. Then stop focusing on the guy. Focus on that she didn't get terminated for dating him. She got terminated for leaking sensitive documents to third parties. So, you know, if this agency in this fictional world is like Cover Corp, are they still dating? Hell no! You don't know any of the drama? I should get into it because because that's not the main focus of this VOD. Look, Dexter, just search up Uruha Rushia or Mike Neko, as she also goes by, and you'll see everything that's been happening the past few months. That's not true at all. At the very least, I think of you as a friend. And it's only natural for friends to help each other when in need. Did this happen a while ago? No, it resurfaced because of stuff that happened. Her termination is not like a year or so ago. Yeah, but there's been more stuff that's happened since her termination in regards to Mafu Mafu and Rushia. A wide smile spread across her face as she said these words. Her smile was so beautiful, I couldn't help but feel my heart begin to race. I'd said I thought of her as a friend, but this wasn't the sort of reaction she had toward their friends. One had toward their friends. I know. I won't tell Elle or Masora about this. See, now it really feels like they're dating in secret. Tajo-san gave me another exquisite smile. My chest filled with joy as I saw this look on her face, knowing that there was finally something I could do for her. Don't crash. Okay. It didn't crash. Thank God. Every time it pauses for a second, worries me. Saturday, the next day at noon, I waited at the entrance of the shopping district for Saijo-san. to the shopping district for Saito-san. After our talk, Saito-san had replied to the representative who had messaged her and agreed to meet them to hear more details about the offer. It didn't take long for them to reply, asking her if she'd be available tomorrow. We were to have the meeting in a conference room at their office. Incidentally, the meeting with the representative was scheduled 20 minutes from now. In order to avoid being late at all costs, I'd arrived a little bit earlier than the two of us had arranged to meet. Almost as if it became time for our rendezvous, I caught sight of Saito-san approaching at a light jog from across the street.
ごめんなさい。待った？
Nah. I only got here about a minute ago too. Besides, you're not even late. As I spoke, however, I couldn't take my eyes off her. Saito-san looked incredibly cute in those casual clothes. I couldn't stop my excitement from rising at seeing that elegant outfit of hers. Hang on, what's rising? Perhaps she'd wanted to wear something a little more courageous today, since this meeting with the agency representative was also like an interview of sorts. Either way, she looked cute. Really cute. Like, insanely cute. Insanely cute. She was so cute that I couldn't even find the words to describe it.
佐久間くん、どうかしたの？
Don't worry about what's rising in my pants. Hang on. I didn't say that. No, it's nothing. I quickly replied, snapping back to reality. Anyway, how are you feeling? Nervous?
結構。佐久間くんは？
Well, not really. I guess I'm just here as your chaperone after all. If anything, meeting up with Saito-san on a weekend was much more nerve-wracking than visiting this entertainment agency. I better be careful not to say anything weird.
そういえば、まだ佐久間くんの設定を考えていなかったわね。
Just as I was finally getting used to Saito-san's clothes, she suddenly said something rather strange. Cover story?
うん。事務所の人には一緒に話を聞いてもらいたい人を連れて行くとしか伝えていないの。
Oh, I see. So you're saying they have no idea what my relationship to you is. But normally they'd be expecting you to bring your guardian with you, right? Why don't we just go with that?
じゃあ佐久間くん、私の保護者を演じてくれる？
Yeah. No. I'm probably a bit too young for that.
でしょ？というわけで、私たちの関係は何にする？
We're dating. Hang on a minute.
親戚？友達？それとも。
What if we just go with relative? You could just say I'm your cousin or something. I don't think that's too weird.
確かにそうね。でも、私たちって全然似ていないでしょ？いとこというには無理がないかしら。
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there are plenty of people who have cousins. They look nothing like.
相手は人を見るプロなわけだし、もし嘘がバレたら面倒なことになりそうだわ。
I can't find that clip. What are you talking about? I guess that's true. In that case, why don't we just tell them the truth and say I'm a classmate and a friend who you play 1,000 guns with?
私も最初はそう思ったんだけど。
Saito-san continued hesitantly.
男友達に一緒に大事な話を聞いてもらいたいって なんか変な意味に取られる可能性がないかしら。
Where this real girl wears a doggy marker cover for her boyfriend. It's funny. Interesting. What do you mean?
その私たちが恋人だと思われちゃうとか。
Well, yeah, that's how that's where you're gonna have to go. That's what you're gonna have to go with. I wasn't expecting that. My mind suddenly went blank at her words. I don't know. You really think we look like a couple?
私はその可能性もあるかと思うんだけど。
I guess. I wonder if this makes Saito-san actually think if this means Saito-san actually thinks of me as a potential romantic interest. I was thrilled at the thought. Still, if you've got as good an eye as if they've got as good an eye for people as you say, they might be able to tell we're just friends, right? Yeah, and they definitely won't notice that Saijo-san and Tsumugi like each other. They just haven't confessed to each other.
そうよね。相手は人を見るプロだっていうのは私がそうよね。相手は人を見るプロだっていうのは私が言い出したんだし。うん。決めた。佐久間くんのことは正直に信頼できる友達だって紹介することにする。変なことを言っちゃってごめんなさい。
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
それじゃあまだちょっと早いけど行きましょうか。
Good idea. We could just kill some time in front of their office if need be. And so, following the directions on our phone's navigation app, the two of us began heading toward our destination. About 2 hours later, after we had finished talking with the representative from the agency, Saito-san and I went to a nearby park to discuss our thoughts on the meeting.
疲れた。
Finally letting the tension drain from her body, Saito-san heaved a long sigh.
それじゃあ早速佐久間くんの率直な意見を聞きたいんだけど、事務所の人の話を聞いてみてどう思った？
Well, first, regarding the representative himself, well, he looked a bit pretentious to me. I didn't think he seemed like a bad person.
うん。
It seems like he manages a lot of famous talents, and it sounded like he knew a lot about your streams as well. I'm sure it must have been him who sent you that enthusiastic DM in the first place. He proposed a lot of different ideas he had for managing you too, so if you did end up joining their agency, I think it'd be to Karin-chan's overall benefit. Since they seemed like genuine fans of Karin-chan, I felt as though she would be would be in good hands.
そっか。
What about you? What did you think?
私もあの事務所に所属するのはすごくメリットがあると思った。あの事務所に所属しているバーチャルアイドルとコラボさせてもらえれば、カリンのことをもっとたくさんの人に知ってもらえるだろうし、そうすればカリンを必要としている人に私の声がもっと届くと思うから。
I'm glad you've seen it so positively. I guess it was worth coming along with you today after all. Did I delete it from media share? No.
事務所の人は 佐久間くんのことを随分警戒していたけどね。
Yeah, I wonder why. Yeah? I couldn't help but grimace a little at Saito-san's teasing tone. Don't look at me like that.
本当は彼氏なんじゃないかって何度も聞かれたものね。
Honestly, it was kind of annoying having to deny it so many times.
佐久間くんが妙に慌てていたから怪しいと思われたんじゃない？
No shit.
そんなに私が彼女だと思われたら嫌なの？
No, that's not it. I just felt like I had to make it clear we weren't dating so that it didn't cause you any problems.
まあ、そういうことにしておくわ。
Except that you guys will be dating. So, you know, Saito-san replied, sounding a little miffed. By the way, he also asked if you'd be interested in trying your hands at acting alongside the virtual idol business, didn't he? You've got the looks and you've got the talent as well. I think you could actually make a good go of it.
ええ、そうね。
Yesterday, you said you'd always wanted to be an actress, didn't you? What did you think about the offer? His offer?
正直嬉しかったわよ。今でも演技をやってみたいっていう憧れはあるし、だけど厳しい世界だろうから憧れだけではやっていけないだろうし、両親には絶対反対されるだろうし。
But it's something you want to do, right? In that case, why not give it a shot? Representatives said a lot of young actors got their start while still going to school. I don't think there'd be any harm in working as an actress for a couple years to see if it works out. If it doesn't, you can always just start looking for a regular job later.
そんな中途半端なことでいいの？それに今はバーチャルアイドルの活動だけでいっぱいいっぱいだから、役者業まで始めたら勉強に集中できなくなるかもしれないし。
Well, you know, how important is school really if you're going to be pursuing hello Sequats, if you're going to be pursuing an acting and VTuber, if you're going to be making money from that, then what's the point of concentrating on school, huh? It's only been a short while since we got to know each other, but I was getting a much clearer picture of Saito-san's situation. Like she'd said before, she had spent her whole life having to deny herself. The love note had advised me to lend an ear to her worries, and that's what I managed to do. However, lending an ear wasn't enough for Saito-san's case, and Karin-chan's as well. I'm sorry if this comes off sounding irresponsible, but I think you should take a step forward, Saito-san. Take the step forward. Yesterday, you told me your entire life you had to deny yourself, doing only the things your parents allowed you to do, right? If that sort of life was something you hated, then this, right now, is your chance to change it.
佐久間くん、ねえ、一つ質問してもいいかしら？
Anything. If it's something I can answer, that is.
じゃあ遠慮なく聞くんだけど、佐久間くんって小泉さんと付き合っているの？
No, that was a previous route. Huh? Her question was so unexpected. I could only grunt in response. Wait, why was she asking me this now? We were talking about her future plans, weren't we?
うちのクラスでは佐久間くんと小泉さんの関係を噂している人がいるでしょ？ 二人はかなり仲がいいみたいだし、実際のところどうなんだろうと思って。
No, we just live together. I mean, no. Elle's just a friend, that's all. In fact, she was the exact opposite of a romantic interest, except in her route. Someone who was trying to help me find love, except in her route. Obviously, I couldn't tell Cydrus on that.
そっか。よかった。
For some reason, she let out a sigh of relief. Wait, did you say good just now?
それじゃあ、もう一つ追加で質問してもいい？
Nah, you ran out of questions. Sure?
佐久間くんは私のことをどう思ってる？
Huh? That's kind of open-ended, Rinka. What do you...
もちろん佐久間くんがカリンに憧れを抱いているのは知っているわ。でもカリンじゃなくて私のことはどう思ってるのかなって。
I was at a loss for how to answer this sudden question. But if she was asking this, wasn't it my chance to answer honestly? Her faintness was decently high, and she had already opened up to me, too. She had to like me too, right? If I assume our fatedness has risen even further after what happened yesterday and today, then confessing to her here just might work out. Alright, I'm gonna say it. Making up my mind, I began to tell her how I really feel. It's hard to summarize what I think about you in a single sentence, but first of all, I'd say that I thought you were incredibly pretty when I first met you.
ありがとう。
At the same time, though, I thought you were kind of scary, or hard to approach, rather.
悪かったわね。
Please don't glare at me like that. This was exactly the sort of thing that made her seem so intimidating. Still, when I saw you at the arcade trying to win that stuffed animal, I realized you had a really cute side to you too. And eventually we started playing games together, and I got to know you a bit more. Now I don't think you're scary at all, mostly.
ほとんど？
You're not scary at all, full stop. I said obviously forced. Anyway, I think you're a really sweet person, and I even enjoy spending time with you.
ちなみに私の好感度が上がったのはカリンの中の人だって分かったことも関係しているのかしら。
Well,
いいのよ、正直に言って。
I think that you are an inseparable part of Karin-chan and vice versa. I like your personality when you're streaming as Karin-chan. And I like seeing you to do your best. I like seeing you do your best to make your streams as fun as possible for your viewers as Sidro-san. The one who cheered me up when I was in the hospital, depressed, was equal parts Karin-chan and Sidro-san.
そっか。佐久間くん、ありがとう。
Sidro-san smiled, resting her hand gently on mine, on my own.
私ね、佐久間くんのことが好き。
She looked me straight in the eye as she said this. I was so taken aback that time almost seemed to freeze for a moment.
佐久間くんは私の悩みを聞いてくれて、解決策を考えてくれて、やりたいことをやるべきだって私の背中を押してくれるところが好き。
Her fingers slowly intertwined with mine as she spoke.
それでね、佐久間くんには私の背中を押した責任があるわけじゃない？
I, huh? Was it just me, or was this confession taking a rather unreasonable turn?
私はこれから学生とバーチャルアイドルと役者っていう二足どころか三足のわらじを履くことになる。当然勉強時間は少なくなるから、親が望む一流の学校に入れなくなるかもしれない。そうなったら感動されちゃうかも。もしそうなった時に佐久間くんには責任を取って私の面倒を見てほしいの。
What do you mean, huh? You didn't see this going this way? Of course. I I can't. Oh, you're talking about the disownment, right? Yeah. Oh, that's what you meant.
いや、
No, that's not it. In fact, that suits me just fine. I'm used to having multiple women in my house.
そう、よかった。それじゃあ契約のキスを交わしましょうか。
Before I could even respond, she immediately leaned in, closing the distance between us, and planted a kiss on my lips. In that instant, my mind went blank. An extremely soft sensation was pressing against my lips. It was only after she pulled away that I could fully comprehend what had happened. Beside your son, I couldn't stop myself from staring at her lips. I can't believe those luscious lips had just been touching mine.
私、佐久間くんが言う通り、もう我慢するのはやめにする。これからは私がやりたいこと、これまで我慢してきたことを全部やる。佐久間くんは私のことを理解してくれるのよね。私のすべてを応援してくれるって信じていいのよね。
Of course. I have to take responsibility for what I said, after all. If it's what you want, I'll support you with everything I have. So there's no need to worry about whether you'll succeed as an actress or whether your parents will disown you. Whatever happens, I'll be there for you.
ありがとう。佐久間くんのおかげで私は素直になれた。好きなことを好きだって言えたし、やりたいことをやりたいって言えた。だから佐久間くん、私の恋人になって。これからもずっと佐久間くんと一緒にいたいの。
I'd like nothing more. I love you too, so much that it almost drives me crazy.
そう、よかった。
She murmured in relief from the bottom of her heart.
お、
Then, in unison, our lips came together again.
それじゃあ佐久間くん、恋人からの最初のお願い聞いてくれる？
Of course. Anything. Despite my encouragement, Saito-san averted her eyes in embarrassment.
あのね、今日はもう少し佐久間くんと一緒にいたいの。
Holy, hang on a minute. Sure, I'd like that too.
そっか。 よかった。
Saying this, Saito-san gave me the cutest smile in the world. But then her cheeks flushed red for some reason.
それじゃあ行こっか。
Go where?
それはね、
At Saito-san's request, the two of us arrived at a hotel. But not just any regular hotel. A love hotel. Are you sure about this?
うん。私もやりたいことを我慢しないって決めたから。
Alright. Although bewildered at the sudden turn of events, upon seeing the earnest expression on Saito-san's face, I stilled my nerves and slowly approached her. Hang on a minute. Alright, now the real question is so which route has the shortest sex scene between Kururu and Rinka in terms of confession to sex, right? Because it still might be Kururu because because in terms of time in the game, right, it happened right after they confessed. With Rinka, they had to go to a love hotel for it. What illness does she have? I don't know. They haven't said. They only brought up she has an illness. I forgot what she had. Even if they even said it anyway. By the time we had finished up and left the hotel, it had gotten completely dark outside as we made our way home. As I looked at Rinka walking beside me, it finally sunk in. We actually did it, huh? I murmured softly, still unsure if I was dreaming. Never in my wildest dreams would I have imagined being in a romantic relationship with Rinka. If someone had told me about this before I picked up the love note, I would have never believed it. Hell, if someone had told me this would happen last week, I probably wouldn't have believed it.
意外なのは私も同じよ。まさか紡とこんなに早く深い関係になるとは思わなかったわ。
You're the one who invited me to the hotel, though.
あの時は完全に勢いだけで行動していたのよ。
Yeah, but you didn't regret it after. I mean, you regret it. You mean you regret doing it?
そんなわけないでしょ。今は幸せな気持ちでいっぱいよ。
See? I see. Glad to hear it.
ねえ、もしも学園のみんなが私たちの関係を知ったら驚くでしょうね。
Very. Let's just say very.
みんな紬は恋美さんと付き合っていると思っているみたいだし。
I mean, the only one who wouldn't be surprised is Ale. And even then, she'll be surprised that it happened now. That's just a stupid rumor. I'm sure it'll go away if we tell everyone that we're together now.
紬は私たちのことを公表したい？
Yeah. It'd be a little embarrassing to announce our relationship in front of everyone. But it'd be pretty hard to talk to each other in class. Otherwise, with everyone staring at us. What about you? You want other people to know about us? Except your parents? And the fans that watch cutting?
私はみんなに知らしめたいかな。そうすれば他の子が紬に手を出さないよう牽制できるし。
No need to worry about that. I'd never cheat on you. If anything, I'm the one who should be feeling insecure. You're the most beautiful girl I've ever met. And you're gonna be getting to know all sorts of people in the entertainment industry from now on, so...
心配してくれてありがとう。
Oh, oh, hello, Riel. Anyway, you're all right with it. Why don't we announce our relationship at the end of the long weekend?
そうしたいのは山々なんだけど、いろいろ考えるとやめておいた方がいいかなって思うの。
Why not?
私の親は過保護で心配性っていう話をしたでしょ。私と紡が付き合っていることが噂になって、何かのきっかけで両親の耳に入ったら面倒なことになるかもしれないし。
If that happens, I'll just have to meet them in person and tell them we're a couple.
ありがとう。紡はかっこいいわね。
They might try to get rid of Tsumugu. Bro, she's not part of the Yakuza. What do you... She's not a...
ただ、私はこれから親に内緒で事務所に所属して役者活動をすることになるから、しばらくはこれまで通り優等生を演じて親の目をごまかさないといけないと思うの。私の親、彼氏の存在を知ったら興信所を使ってそこを調べさせるくらいのことはしそうだから。
What do you mean see? That's not the same as what you were talking about, Dexter.
もしそうなったら芋づる式に役者活動のこともバレちゃうでしょ。
I see. Well, I certainly don't want that. Still, it's pretty crazy that they'd go that far just because their daughter got a boyfriend. Rich people sure are a different breed. Oh shit.
面倒な親でごめんなさい。
Nah, don't apologize. It's okay. I'll try to keep our relationship on the down low for now, then.
よろしくお願いします。
By the way, why'd you ask if I wanted to make our relationship public anyway? Considering how your parents are, I feel like that was never a good option to begin with. When I asked her this, Rika let out a mischievous smile like a child caught playing a prank.
それは紡に浮気心があるかをチェックするためよ。
Is that really your reasoning?
もしも公表したくないって言われたら、あわよくば浮気したいんだって判断していたわけ。
Come on. I thought you trusted me.
怒らないでよ。今は全幅の信頼を置いているから。
Rika said teasingly, wrapping her arm around mine.
それに、いざとなったら私の親に挨拶するって約束してくれたし。
Uh-oh. Well, of course, it's the least I could do.
ちなみに私のお父さん、ものすごく厳しいから覚悟しておいてね。
Uh-oh.
学歴至上主義って感じで、学力が低い人間は会話することすら許されないし。
Uh-oh. Seriously? Well, you know, Tsumugu is a typical arrogant protagonist who goes to high school, aka he's bad at school. He's get shit academics. Well, then I'm gonna have to start studying to get into a prestigious school the moment I get home. Rinka giggled when I said this. Though I was only half joking. Hope the day really did come when I'd get to meet her parents. Thank God it didn't crash. As luck would have it, Golden Week started right after Rinka and I began our relationship. This year, we had 5 consecutive days off. And so even though we'd only just started dating, I thought for sure I'd be able to spend a ton of time with her during the holidays. However, when I asked about her schedule for Golden Week, Rika said that she'd be busy with a short-term intensive crash course at cram school. Okay. What's more, she had to keep up with her streams in the evening as well. As it turned out, the only real communication we had since we left the hotel together were the short conversations we had on Rhyme. I was dying to see her in person, even if just for a moment, but due to my part-time job, our schedules didn't really line up. Though we were both free late at night, we couldn't exactly visit each other's houses. And so my lonely Golden Week was spent rereading our Rhyme chats and watching Karin-chan streams. I mean, I loved watching Karin-chan streams anyway, but still, when she was streaming, she was interacting with all her viewers. I, on the other hand, wanted her all to myself. I wanted Rinka's cuteness to be mine and mine alone. As thoughts of Rinka and Karin-chan swirled together in my head, the final day of Golden Week arrived far too soon. Just as I was thinking about school the next day, however, I suddenly received a message from Rinka. Do you play Okay, Impact? Not anymore.
急に時間ができたんだけど、1時間くらいサウザンドガンズの中で会わない？
Sure, I'll log in first and make a party. Quickly replying, I immediately put on my VR goggles and logged into the game. After a couple minutes of waiting in the lobby, Rinka soon appeared.
久しぶり。ゴールデンウィーク中は全然遊べなくてごめんなさい。
Nah, that's okay. Though I'd say that to Though I'd say that to be polite, the truth was I'd been desperate to see her. She's just as cute as the last time I saw her. If only I could see her character sprite, but unfortunately it's not appropriate for all ages. Even though they show a CG of her character sprite, proving that it is not appropriate for the all ages version. Obviously, I was only seeing Rinka's in-game character at the moment, but that didn't stop her cutscene from oozing cuteness, which is her cuteness from oozing through every one of her gestures and mannerisms. Not to mention the skimpiness of her character's clothing. In a dress like this, my heart began to pound as I remembered the things we did at the hotel last week. Listen, Rinka, can I hug you?
別にいいけど。
Though sounding a little puzzled, she gave me permission to hug her, and so I did. That's better.
もう、そんなに私に会いたかったの？
Yeah, I did. I couldn't stop thinking about you the entire week.
そうなんだ。時間を作れなくてごめんなさい。
Even before we started dating, I knew how busy of a person you were. I'm just happy you made time to spend with me today.
そっか。本当は私ももっと紡に会いたいと思ってる。でも今やるべきことを投げ出すわけにはいかないから。
I know. It's that diligent and responsible personality of yours that I fell in love with in the first place.
ありがとう。 ねえ紡ぐ、私キスしたい気分になっちゃったんだけど。
Oh, what a coincidence. I've been feeling that way this whole time.
バカ。でもこの部屋って他の人が入ってきたりしないのかな。
No need to worry about that. I made this a private lobby, so only you and I can join. It's not password protected, but only players with the designated ID are allowed in. So whatever we do in here, it'll be impossible for anyone else to see.
そっか。
Anything is possible.
だったら
Okay. With a shy expression, Rinkin turned to me and said,
このまま二人でキスよりもすごいことをしちゃおうか。
before I could even respond, she began to fumble with my pants and in one smooth motion pushed me down onto the ground. Already. I mean, ah, shit, it crashed again. I mean, chronologically, right? It's been a week, but for the player, it's only been like 10 minutes at most.